Peace. This is Moors in America. Peace, everybody. Just gonna share something with you. It's a short video, speaking real, out here in the neighborhood, interacting with the people with the national headdress on. Just speaking on the importance of doing this, and I think there's something we can all learn from. So, Moors, make sure you share this. And for those that are new to this, you're listening to the True and Living Lightbringer Moors in America. As always, I'm your brother, Sharif Ali, also known as Lloyd Douglas L. Here we're uncovering and bringing glorious light to all issues pertinent to the Moorish American paradigm, because that's what we do here on this podcast known as Moors in America. So hopefully everybody's having a great afternoon. And everybody's watching this. Make sure you hit the like and share buttons. We're just going to go ahead and jump into everything. Check out our sponsors. Make sure to support. And don't go anywhere, Moors.
Alhamdulillah. You heard? More pheasants.
What's up, Moors? All right, peace, Moors. I'm live. It's Saturday, out here running errands. I'm in the hood right now, and as you can see, I'm wearing my national headdress, the Fez. Okay, and reason I'm going live is because I wanted to share this, because I think it's important for Moors to see this and to know that some of us Moors take this seriously. Like, some of us really are. I'm not gonna, well, let me stop right there. I'm not gonna act like I wear the Fez all the time, like every day, all day, every day, Fez or turban. Just to keep it real, I don't. But I do wear it often, and I don't only wear it when I'm doing a Moorish activity, like at the temple or something like that. No, it's not like that. Because for some of us, this is real. This is really who we are. Like, this is our life. And so I say that just to say that I wanted to wear this, do this video real quick, just so that some of the Moors could see this and know that, like, this is real for us. It's real. We're not pretending. It's not dress up. It's not a game. And I think it's important for us to know that, because you do have some Moors that, like, they only wear their fez at, like I was saying before, at Moorish events, or some Moors that's in the temple, and that's like the only time they wear their fez, when they're at the temple. Okay? When you're doing something temple related. And let me tell you something. All right, so I don't say this to knock any organizations or how other people do things, but people that are Shriners, you know, whether they're Prince Hall, Freemasons, or whatever, Scottish Rite, whatever they are, people that are Shriners only wear their fez when they're at Shriner events, period. Now I've heard, and I've actually heard this from other people who are Masons and Shriners, tell me that they're not allowed to wear it any other time. Right? I don't know myself, because I've never been in these organizations, but this is what I'm told by people who actually, are Master Masons. They can't wear it. They only wear it at those events. So if you're a Moorish American and you only wear it when it's a Moorish event, what are you doing? Are you really a Moorish American? Or are you, practicing something else? And so that's important too, because, like, say you come into the temple and the people who are in the temple, even the Grand Sheik, the leaders, only time they wear the fez is when they're at a Moorish American event, right? The fez, these are our free national standards. Your free national standards, of course, one would be your headdress, your fez, your turban. Why? Because that's the national headdress. But also, everything that we have, even the charms, right? Even your button. These are all part of our national free national standards. And so if you have these people who are saying, oh no, you only do that at a Moorish event, they're in the wrong. They're doing something else. And they're asserting that to being a Moorish American Muslim. So they're leading you astray. They're teaching you something that's wrong. Something that they may have gotten from some other fraternal orders or something like that. They're trying to put that on you. And so I say be wary of that. All right? And especially people that's trying to be in leadership. They only wear this stuff, you know, at Moorish events, at the temple. There's something wrong. There's something going on. You might want to look into their background and see if they have other ties that prevent them from actually doing what they're supposed to. Like, for example, like me, I was just out running errands, went to the bank, just went and took care of the tire. Tire had a leak in it. And now I'm just running errands. And I'm in the hood. Like, I was in the hood. And I had the fez on. And I'm saying, like, sometimes I'll be at the grocery store or something like that. And I got the fez on. And why? Because I really am a Moorish American Muslim. And not saying that like it's something to brag about, just saying for real. This is supposed to be who you are. Wearing your turban, wearing your fez, and not wearing your turban and fez and you out here doing something shameful, doing something despicable. No, being the best you, the best version of you that you could possibly be. You know, when I was walking out the bank, there was this one young Asian dude, and he was like way in front of me. He walked out, but then he turned around and he like motioned me to see if I'm coming through the door. He like held the door open, you know? And it's like, look, I'm not saying it's just because I'm wearing the fez, but he kind of like went out his way to hold the door open for me. And that's kind of like the respect and attitude that you're met with when you are in your proper setting. Like when you are actually in your true nature. When you're being a Moorish American Muslim, right? If you're a lady and you've got your turban on and you're dressed nice, like you're not, you know, dressed like a slut, dressed like, you know, dressed in a savage manner, right? You look nice, you got your turban on, you're going to be treated with respect, okay? You're not going to have men doing things like inappropriate that they would do to other women who are dressed like trash. You're just not going to be treated like that, right? And some of that is common sense, but the other thing, like humans are just wired to respect that and respect the culture. So most people see it and they love it and they respect it and they honor it. And I mean people of all ethnicities, right? They honor it because we're just wired to honor and respect that. And you get the opposite reaction that you get when you are just a regular Negro, because people are wired to despise the Negro, to hate the Negro, like for real. And even though on the low we are leaders and we do influence culture, especially in America, but worldwide, we have a huge influence on culture, right? Even people who don't listen to rap, maybe they're older, they don't really like rap, they still probably listen to rock and roll or country music or jazz or something else that our ancestors created recently, right? So they're still affected by us and they still admire us even if they despise us, okay? And I say that to say that people really are wired to despise and hate the Negro. That's why, you know, you have a lot of people who could care less about the fact that black folks are getting killed by the police. There's a lot of people that's just happy it's not them. They could care less. All right? And then there's a lot of people who look at the Negro and they see negative tendencies and they attribute that to us as a whole, right? It's like a whole savage mentality that comes along with being black. You're expected to just be cool with and go along with, right? And I'm gonna give you an example, right? And this is why I'm saying, like, when you have your fez and turban on, you shouldn't just put it on just to be doing something, right? No, you should be wearing your fez and turban and being the best version of you possible. Like, you should be dressed nice. You shouldn't be out here for men, you're sagging your pants. right? You got your underwear showing or something stupid like that. What's going on? Peace. What's up, Emergent Minds? Peace. So you shouldn't be out here sagging, doing something stupid and ignorant with the fez or turban, right? Because you shouldn't even want to do anything that paints your nation in a bad light. Now, as a regular Negro, as a regular nigga, a regular old funky nigga, you can do whatever you want because niggas don't even see themselves as a nation, right? They're not even aware that they need to throw away the marks that were put upon them by the Europeans that colonized their ancestors. So who cares what the Negro thinks? Negro don't have nothing to lose. They don't even think like, yo, I can't do this because there's something that's greater than me and I don't want to make that look bad. But Moors aren't supposed to think like Negroes. So if you got those Negro thoughts and you know that you're a Moor, you need to clean up your own thoughts. Moors know that there's something bigger than you, that there's a nation out here. So you're wearing a fez and turban, you're not doing anything ignorant. You're not doing anything foolish. You're definitely going back to the sagging of the pants, man. That's so ignorant. Why would you want to show your butt as a man, right? And then knowing that's coming from homosexual culture in prison, you know? Why would you want to do that? But, you know, you cut all of that stuff out when you put that fez and turban on, right? You know, if you like getting high and drinking, you're not doing that with the fez and turban on. When you do that, you take that crown off your head and then go do your lower self activity. Not knocking it, not trying to make anyone feel bad, just don't do it with that fez and turban on. And especially out here in public and making the nation look bad, right? Because we, you know, to be totally honest, we're all supposed to be Muslims and not saying that we're copying what the Arab does. You don't have to learn Arabic, even though if you do, if it's just like any language that you learn. Doesn't matter if it's French, Swahili, whatever. Any language that you learn is going to expand your mind and open up opportunities for you because now you can speak and communicate with a whole other group of people, right? But you don't have to learn Arabic and Arab culture. That has nothing to do with us. We have a prophet, an American-born prophet, who came to us and returned us to the root. Islam for us means submitting to God's will, which for us ultimately means subduing our own lower self. Why? Because we know that Allah is a man, spirit man. All right? We know that man is not the body nor the soul, but is the spirit and part of Allah, one with Allah at all times. So, knowing this, yeah, all true Moors, Moorish Americans should be Muslims. Now, even if you say you practice the Hebrew religion or something else, some other form of spirituality, whatever, nobody's knocking that. Because if this form of spirituality that you practice enables you to do the work on subduing your own lower self, I don't care what you call it. I'm going to call it Islam. Because if you're submitting to the will of the Creator, that's Islam. Right? So all true Moorish Americans should be Muslims. No matter what you call the religion, no matter what you call it. I'm saying you are submitting to the will of the Creator. You are doing the work to subdue your own lower self, to unfold the Creator within you. So that's something that can't be left out. It can't. It won't succeed if it's left out. If people try to act like, oh, I could just be savage. You can't. Negroes are savages. Savages have to be put down every now and then, right? They have to be controlled, monitored, kept under the thumb. Because they're savages and they're walking around upright like humans. They're a potential threat, they're dangerous. So we can't have that. Islam brother said it's a slave mentality. We can't continue with that slave mentality. You have to truly become what you're claiming to be, which is, as a Moor, what we claim to be is descendant from the creators of civilization. You can't be that and be a Negro. You really have to get rid of that. You have to get rid of that. So even like right now, like I'm still in the hood. Like for real, I'm in the hood, and you can't be in the hood and up to no good, right? You have to be an example. You have to show there's a better way. So in the hood, wearing the fez, just being in the habitat, in the community where it's mostly Asiatic, people see the fez. And that's doing something within them, even if they don't realize it, even if they never realize that they're greater than what they thought they were in this lifetime, even if they never realize that they're more, they descend from the creator of civilization. Something's waking up within them. It's activating something in their DNA just by seeing you, and then not by seeing a contradiction. You're not out here wearing the fez, doing something shameful, doing something wrong, right? You're being a decent, good person. They see that. And they see somebody who looks like them, who doesn't think it's cool to be savage, who is being better, who is working on themselves, all right? And that's encouraging more of us to step up. So even if you don't see them do that in this lifetime, it doesn't matter. It had an impact on them. And that's what we need to do. So that's what I'm saying, like, these people who they're only wearing their fez or turban when they're at some Moorish event. They're doing it wrong. Right? And some of them have a reason for doing it wrong because they have other obligations. They're not, you know, they have other organizations that they're a part of that maybe keeps them from actually being a true Moorish American. And then they have those habits from those organizations where they can only wear their fez in secret. They can only wear it at a Shriner event. And so they bring that to this. This has nothing to do with that. That's something totally separate. Right? We wear it out in public because this is who we are. Okay? And just going back to that, it's about being the best version of yourself. And it's for real. I'm going to share a story with you. When I first joined the Moorish Science Temple of America, right? Went to the temple. After it was over, we went out to eat with some of the brothers and sisters from the temple. Or maybe it was just brothers. But anyway, we went out to eat with them. And I'm with my family, and then it's them. We go somewhere like Golden Corral, and you know, we eat. Right, there's a server. Right, they serving, bringing, you know, cups and stuff like that out, taking the dirty plates and stuff away. Right, and when we're done eating, these Moors who are in the temple, who are all older than us, who are all supposed to be sheiks and divine ministers, when it's getting time to wrap things up and head out, they all of a sudden got complaints about the server. I'm bringing this up for a reason. All of a sudden they all start complaining, oh, you know, she didn't fill up my cup. You know, she was taking too long. They just saying all this stuff all of a sudden. Wasn't no problem while we were eating, but all of a sudden they doing this. Why? Because they don't want to leave a tip. All because they don't want to leave a tip. And all of these sheiks and so-called divine ministers were older than me. And so, even though we were new to the temple, we're not new to this. We had been on this for, you know, for a while, almost 2 decades. So what we did was I pulled out a couple of 20s and made sure that gave it to the server. Might even have gave it to my little daughter because she likes to get the tips to the servers, right? And so, you know, we made sure that waitress got a nice tip because it was a big table, right? It's my family, including these other grown men who don't want to tip. And when they saw me do that, then, you know, some of them or one of them, you know, pulled out a little tip too to give to add to the plate. Because, like, you know, why do we do that? Like, silently, without trying to reprimand anyone or trying to act like, you know, teaching somebody a lesson, but silently trying to teach them a lesson. Because, you know, that is Negro behavior. That is Negro mentality. It's a Negro mentality, Negro behavior. And this is why people despise Negroes, because they don't expect Negroes to tip them when they come. They expect Negroes to be trying to get over. You know, I'm broke, I ain't got it. You know, always trying to get over. If you broke and you ain't got it, why you going out to eat? Because, like, when you go to most restaurants, you know, some of the restaurants might pay the waitresses, like, minimum wage, but a lot of them don't. So, like, anyone's worked in the service industry, you probably know, like, waiters, waitresses, if minimum wage $10, what they getting, like $5, you know, because they like, you gonna get tips, so they paying you less money. So that's real trifling. You know, if they're like doing their job, they come and cleaning the table off, bring you drinks or whatever they supposed to be doing, they doing that. That's trifling to like not tip them. And if you don't got it like that, where like you could tip, why are you even going out to eat? Why don't you just go get food to go? Just keep it real. Like, I can't afford it. Right? Because you're going out and you got people serving you, right? Why would you do that? So I'm not trying to knock anyone or make anyone feel bad that can't afford the tip. I'm just saying, in that scenario, these are Moors who were like supposed to be in leadership in the temple, and they had that Negro mentality. And so like silently just trying to teach a lesson like, look, this is not how Moors should be. Moors tip. Moors appreciate everyone. We show gratitude. Moors live in a prosperous mind state, and we're thankful, and we do give gratitude. And this, if we come into your establishment and you're serving us, yes, we're going to tip, because that's what Moors are. We're the descendants of the creators of civilization. We're nobility. You know, we don't act like broke down, trifling Negroes. We're not always trying to get over. And you got to change the mentality. You got to change the outlook. And it starts within. And I'm sharing this because like I really saw that happen and really had to school some people who were supposed to know better. And it didn't say nothing to them about it. I just did it silently. But I'm sharing that with y'all so that we can all get this lesson. Because, you know, it doesn't matter what you claim. It doesn't matter what you think you know, what you've read, what videos you've watched. If you don't apply it for real, you're faking the funk. You're false flagging. And I don't say false flagging because, like, this is some gang type thing. I'm not using gang terminology because this has nothing to do with any type of gang street organization. I'm just saying to explain so that you understand, if you're not really a Muslim out here, Muslim submits to the will of God, the will of Allah, whatever you call the creator. All right. We know that Allah is within us. So if we're not really working to be the best version of ourselves, then we're faking the funk. You're not really a Moor. You're not really a Moorish American. Okay? Because that's what real Moors do. Negroes do anything. The Negroes have no self-respect. Negroes don't care. Negroes don't feel like they need to be amazing, like they need to be great. Negroes don't care about how they make their people look. Right? There's some things that, you know, Negroes probably can't relate to. Like, say you got somebody that's Indian American, right? Like their family may be from India or Pakistan, but they're from here. All right. And so they see the same stuff everybody else sees. It's a woman, and she sees everybody, you know, dressing all scantily clad and showing off their body, right? Getting BBLs, looking like monsters. You women don't even realize you really look like monsters when you do that stupid stuff. You really do. I don't care what dudes say. Dudes try to sleep with anything. That's not a compliment because a dude is trying to have sex with you. All right? Because there's plenty of dudes will sleep with any and everything, and that's not a compliment. So that stuff looks ridiculous. And so, like, going back to this, just hypothetical, say you got a woman, she's Indian American, she's young, she's been influenced by all this stuff just like everyone else, but she's not going to get caught up in it. And I'm not saying that none of the people do, but she's not going to get caught up in it because she has a culture, she has a nation, and she has family, and she doesn't want to make them look stupid. She knows that if she goes along with this, if she's dressing trifling and showing off her body like everyone else, if she's making her whole nation look bad, right? There's a whole Ethiopian and Somalian community and Eritreans out here where I live at, right? And so, like, you have a lot of Somalian and Ethiopian women out here, and they don't go as hard as the American sisters when it comes to dressing scantily. And especially with getting the BBLs, they, like, come on, they're not doing that mess. Now, I'm not saying you're not going to find one or two. I'm sure there's some that just don't care because they that caught up. They lost. They up in this Western civilization, right? That's wrong. That's the Europeans' way. So there's some that probably get caught up, but for the most part, they don't. Why? Because they have something that's even greater than them that keeps them from getting caught up. You understand? They have something that, like, they don't want to bring shame to. They don't want to bring shame to that. They don't want to make it look stupid. They don't want to make their nation, their people, look foolish. And it's you even have people who are stupid. They're not even smart people. That they're Ethiopian or whatever, and they have a culture. And even though they're not smart, they still don't get caught up in all of this BS. Because they have something that's greater than them. that keeps them from falling off. You understand? And so that's what being a Moorish American is supposed to be for us. And it is for those of us who take it seriously. But for those of us who still want to be Negroes, but you're pretending to be a Moor, you're doing it wrong. You got it backwards. You can't leave the religion out. You can't leave the divine laws that our prophet gave to us out. All right? So it's not about just putting a fez on or a turban. It's about actually being better. And if you're leaving that out, you're faking the funk. And then especially for anyone that's trying to be a leader, acting like you're some type of Moorish leader, whether you're doing it on YouTube or you're in the temple or whatever, if you have that type of Negro mentality, you're leading people astray. Because we're all supposed to be upright, noble, upright, independent, and fearless. And you can't be like that if you're out here acting like a Negro. You can't. With a Negro mentality, it's not going to work. It's never going to work. And so, you know, I do say that again, though, just to say, you know, for all the true Moors, you should wear your national headdress while you're out. Even if nobody else is wearing it, just wearing your fez and turban. And when you're doing it, be the best version of yourself. Don't do it while you're getting high or while you're getting drunk. Because no matter how you feel about marijuana, which I'm not trying to knock it, because I already know that's a sensitive topic for a lot of people, because a lot of people have a chemical dependency. You're an addict and you don't even realize it. But I'm not knocking it. This ain't about knocking it, because hemp has all of these wonderful qualities. You can build houses out of hemp bricks, right? So I'm not talking trash about that one, but I'm saying when you're out here trying to get high or drunk, you shouldn't have your fez or turban on. If you don't have a fez or turban, contact at More Fez. At More Fez. I'll just put that in the chat. Reach out to at More Fez. That's a Moorish American owned company that has fezzes. All right. Also, turbans. Let me put. Hang on. Putting another Moorish American business in here. Okay, there we go. Noble Crafts by Ross. Hold up. Contact Noble Crafts by Ross for your turbans. Said I'm from Guyana. Can't afford one. You know what? One thing that you can do, being in Guyana, you can learn how to make your own fezzes. That could be a business that you could do, because I mean, that's amazing that you're in Guyana and that you're listening to this. Do you realize that you're a Moor? If you realize that you're a Moor and there are other people down there that realize they're Moors, that's an opportunity for you to make your national headdress for you and your people. All right, everything's an opportunity. Always look for the opportunity, look for the good in every situation. Okay? But the main thing, just wanted to share to, you know, and I'm sure you can get fabric and you can wrap it around your head. That's a turban. All right. And I have talked to some other Moors in Guyana, also in Trinidad. Yeah. So I've talked to Moors in Guyana and Trinidad. Right. So they're definitely out there. You're not the only one. If you want, send me an email, bay@moorsinamerica.com. Maybe I could plug you in with some of the Moors in your area. I'll put my email in here. bay@moorsinamerica.com. Yeah, because they're definitely out there. But once again, really just sharing this because if you're saying it was expensive for your proclamation, that doesn't sound right. It doesn't sound like you linked up with a temple. If you had linked up with a Moorish Science Temple of America, a real Moorish Science Temple of America, is not expensive. It's not expensive to join and proclaim your nationality. It's not expensive at all. So if it was expensive, you might have been with some of these other people. Unfortunately, there are people out here who had that Negro mentality. They're pretending to be Moors, and they're charging all this money for nothing. For nothing. Just for some paperwork. Maybe with some fancy looking seals and stuff on it, but it's worthless. It's useless. All right. I'm not saying that's what happened to you. I'm just saying it sounds like maybe you didn't link up with the Moorish Science Temple of America. But no proclamations. None of that stuff should be expensive, man. You gotta be careful out here, right? Because there are people who are pretending to be Moors, and I only say this because if you claim, like, especially if you're giving people some type of paperwork and you're not giving it, you're selling it. Come on, man. You gotta do the work on cleaning yourself up. You can't be out here acting like a Negro. You simply cannot do it. That's why I was sharing the example of examples of foreigners, or not foreigners, but people from other nationalities that don't get caught up. They don't lose themselves in Western society trying to be like whatever fads and whatever's trending. It's because they have something that's greater than them. It keeps them on the side of righteousness. It doesn't mean they're perfect, but it keeps them from going as far as some of us do. And that's important. That's how come Negroes can be taken advantage of and can be set up to fail and don't even realize it, don't even see the way out. They don't even see the way out. How to end their own suffering. All right, it's Lon Morris. Peace. For everybody that's looking for turbans, go to davislpaxaltium.org. And then also we have fezzes. You can go to moorishfez.com. Fezzes are only $49 plus shipping. All right, $49 plus shipping. I see somebody in the chat said a Moor tried to charge $40 for a fez. Hey, I'm not knocking it. I just know that moorishfez.com is Moorish American owned. They're $49 plus shipping, and they're top quality. Top quality. Just like a lot of people go to Lauderers, which we don't know who owns Lauderers. All we know is that they sell a bunch of Masonic memorabilia. Not knocking Lauderers, but if you are Moorish American, why not go to moorishfez.com? I'm putting that information up here as well. So make sure you go to moorishfez.com for your fezzes and go to Davis L. Pax Altium for your turbans. The info is in the chat. You should be able to click on it in the chat. But there you go for your turbans. Okay? And these are all Moorish American owned. And I'm not sure what's going on. Hang on. I'm trying to get the video back up. Not sure why it stopped, but it's all right though. I want to just say a little bit. Right after I stopped that video, I went into an Ethiopian restaurant, and the reason I'm sharing this is because as I go in there, there's some brothers at the restaurant. They sitting at the bar. Islam, that's right. They don't play that dishonor to the family name. Now there's some brothers there. There's like 3 brothers sitting at the bar talking, and it's a restaurant. Like, it's nice. They got authentic food, and it's a lot of Ethiopians that live in this city I'm in Columbus, and so they're sitting there eating and talking. And I mean, like, if you look at them, like, maybe one of them you could tell he's Ethiopian, but the other 2, they look just like us, and they're just talking, and they sound just like us. Because they probably born here, right? Because they've been here for enough time. They already got like a generation or 2 in the city that's born here. And so they, sound just like us, even like with the way they talk, throwing around the N-word and all that stuff. Okay. But then the brother stopped because he saw me there with my fez. And he's like, "Are you a Moor?" And he, had a, regular accent just like us. "Are you a Moor?" And I'm, said, "Yeah." And he's like, talking to me about it. And he's like, man, I respect that. I respect y'all. And, then they went back to talking amongst each other. And even though they were talking like, I guess you could say, N words, niggas, right? I don't want to say that. I'll say, even though they were acting like regular Asiatics, even throwing around the B word and saying hoes, right? Using the N word and all that stuff, even though they were doing that, right? The music videos that were playing in the restaurant, okay, were like this, real Ethiopian music from Ethiopia. And even though a football game was on one channel, they got the music videos up there and they're looking at it and they're talking about it and they're enjoying it and they're like in their 20s and 30s. And I'm just sharing this because, like, in Ethiopia, they have a culture. So, of course, in their country, they're not going to be cool with a bunch of big, giant, fake body part having women, right? The women are wearing clothes. The women have natural hair, right? They have natural hair, which almost here is almost, even though we've evolved a little bit, you still have a lot of women who would never ever go natural in public. And then they're not, doing all the big fake breasts, fake, the BBLs. That stuff is stupid. It's horrible. It doesn't even look good. So they're not doing all of that, right? They're not scantily clad. The women, like, especially women rappers, all they talk about is sex, and it's in the real disrespectful manner, real inappropriate, just overt sexuality, just extreme. They're not about that, right? And so the dudes are watching this and they're talking about it, and they're in a positive way. They're like, wow, look at that. And they're people, wearing the authentic clothing, right? Doing their thing, and they respect it. They like it. And I'm just saying this too, because while the video's playing, the same brother that had said, "Are you a Moor?" He talked to me. He's like, "Yeah, I'm Ethiopian." Because if he didn't say that, I wouldn't have known. Because he looked just like us, and then the way that they were talking, right? They throwing around the N word and talking and chilling. And I'm not even knocking it, they just talking, right? Like, I'm not acting like we don't all do this, right? So they just chilling and talking, and every now and then you'll hear them say something that's indecipherable because they're speaking in their own language. And the brother's like, yeah, he points to the videos up on the screens like, that's my culture, and he likes it. And they all like it. And I'm only saying this because, like, for us, we're so far gone. Hopefully, the people watching this, the Moors, don't feel like this. But for us as a people, we're so far gone that we would think this is corny, right? What is this, a guy singing to his wife or something, like about to get married? She's not scantily clad, There's no disrespect going on here. They love each other. It's like respectful. Nobody's getting killed. Nobody's selling drugs, right? We've gone so far that we think that stuff is cool. They got us to buy into this, and then we push it to everyone else. We make everybody else think it's cool to be a criminal. It's cool to be ignorant. It's cool to be nasty. To be a prostitute. It's cool to be like that. And so, like, we bought in, and then we push it to everyone else. And so, only sharing is because everybody's not like that. Everybody doesn't agree with that, right? And you have people out here who have their own culture that actually protects them from falling into this foolish way of thinking, right? It protects you. That's why we're Moorish American. That's why being Moorish American is still very important. It's still, it's still like, look at this. J. Breezy. I don't even know how this is in here, but it's still important, right? And it protects us from whatever fad is being pushed, whatever the people are into, because like, you see the guy in this video has an afro, and so does the lady. They both got natural hair. Things are so twisted, so disgusting, so despicable now that people won't even, the women won't even wear their hair natural, right? So it's, we've been bamboozled, and this is the only way out. You have to come into your own. There's no other way, right? And so I'm just sharing this because you had young men talking, having a good time, and they're watching these videos and they're commenting on it and they're liking it because the stuff they're saying and they're speaking English and they're talking about the stuff the women and the men are wearing, the traditional dances they're doing and stuff. And and they liked it. It made them proud, right? They're happy. Okay, and it is possible to have your own culture, even in the midst of Western civilization, where um, it's all about promoting debauchery. It's all about promoting dysfunction, right? You with the rap, it's all about popping mollies and popping pills, abusing prescription drugs now that wasn't even cool 10 years ago. It's all about things that are horrible, despicable for you, right? Being a sex fiend, just being messed up. Okay. So only sharing is because that's not the way it is in the world. We might be so lost, so far gone, and we think that's just how everybody is. No, it's not. That's just how niggas are. Okay. Just how niggas are. Everybody else doesn't think it's cool to be messed up. You know, everybody else gets the A. Men and women should be married, right? And that we should raise our children together, and that we should value our families. Families should come first, right? You don't just abandon children and have kids all over the place. So, not trying to be up here preaching, just saying that, it's not just about wearing a turban or a fez, right? It's about everything that comes along with that. That's why the info's up here. I saw people asking about the turbans and the fezzes. Make sure you go to Davis L. Pax Altium.org. The link's in the chat. You can go back to the chat, click on that link. Make sure you do that. Get your Moorish American owned turban. And then also for the fezzes, you can go moorishfez.com. Only $49 plus shipping. So I don't know about the other people charging 70 or whatever. I don't know nothing about it. I'm not even knocking it. I'm just saying ours are high quality. High quality. Made out of wool, just like it's supposed to be. High quality, everything, the tassel, everything, the leather band on the inside, everything. Top quality. Everybody should be going here to moorishfez.com. If you go there right now, this second, it's just a contact form because the website's under construction. But we actually have the fezzes. You can actually purchase them. That short commercial that showed earlier, it's got the Cash App info. You can actually send Cash App, or you can just fill out the contact form. We'll reach back out to you by email. Put your email in there. We'll reach back out to you with the information to purchase, and then pretty soon the website will be done. You can just go to the site and just order it. All right. So definitely make sure you do that. Wear your national headdress, and also make sure that you're doing the work to actually be who you're supposed to be, which is descended from the creators of civilization. Remember that it's not just about wearing a fez, right? Because when I see this, the culture is beautiful. The families, you see the older men in the video, and that's how it is, right? So you don't have this disconnect of society because we're supposed to have mentors. We're supposed to have elders that can guide us, right? So you're supposed to have the parents and the grandparents there. It's not supposed to be as dysfunctional as it is now, right? You see this, you got these different generations here, right? And this is in a music video. Like you couldn't even do that in a music video here unless it's some kind of joke or something going on, right? Because it's like things are so messed up. But hey, I don't want to focus on all of that. I just want to, just wanted to show that because, it's just giving people something to see, to know there's more to this than just, what you see here, what is given to the Negro, what the Negroes are allowed to do. There's more to it than that. It's not just dysfunction and ignorance and foolishness. Okay. And that's pretty much all we see. But there's more to life than that. and we can have our own culture that protects us, that sets us up for success. And this is what the prophet brought to us. And so this is why I advise everybody to, to get the Quran, get the questionnaire, the divine constitution, and learn about your culture, who you are. Don't leave that stuff out, right? And if you're in Columbus, Ohio, brother, I believe you asked for the the Fez. If you were asking for the Fez, you can get it. You can just contact me on the side, and we could just get that Fez to you. You don't even have to pay shipping. We could just get it to you. You're in the same city, okay? And what we call the Moorish flag. All right, what we refer to as the Moorish flag, it's the same flag that you see Morocco flying. How do we know? In our questionnaire, it says that our flag is it's a red flag with a 5-pointed green star in the middle. Now, if you look up the Moroccan flag, they describe their flag the same way, as a red flag with a 5-pointed green star in the middle. That means they're also flying the Moorish flag. And our questionnaire says the Moorish flag is over 10,000 years old. Morocco began flying that flag in the early 1900s. So they also fly the Moorish flag. All right, the prophet unveiled this to us in 1928 when he declared us a nation. Hopefully that answers that question. But just coming back in here, and for the brother though that's in Columbus, just hang on, let me put our phone number in here. You could just send me a message, and I guess if there's anybody else here in Columbus, you can also just send me a message. You could use this same info to contact me, and we'll get that Fez to you. Hang on a second. Let me pull that up for you, bro. But yeah, if you're in Columbus, you close. Okay, I got you. So yeah, still, yeah, we'll ship that out to you. I'll put this video up here though, where you can order your Fez. Let's go on and play that.
Alhamdulillah. You heard? More pheasants.
All right, and you can also just go to moorishfez.com. That's the best thing to do. Just fill out the contact form. I'll reach back out to you, and we'll get that. We'll send you all the information, the sizes we have, and when you're ready to order, you can order. We'll get it out to you. Somebody asked if we only wear the red Fez. Yeah, as a Moorish American, that's all we wear is the red Fez. And we don't put any markings on it. We don't put any jewels and all of those things that Shriners and other organizations do. We only wear a plain red Fez, just like the prophet. Islam. All right. So and once again, it's only $49 plus shipping, top quality, Moorish American owned. If you haven't gotten a Fez yet, or even if you have one, but you want another one, because if you're wearing it a lot, you never know what could happen. Reach out to us. We got you. Okay. Doesn't mean they're perfect, but it keeps them from going as far as some of us do. And that's important. That's how come Negroes can be taken advantage of and can be set up to fail and don't even realize it, don't even see the way out. They don't even see the way out. How to end their own suffering. Not sure what's up with the video, why it stopped there, but just all right, Moors, just make sure that you share this. Click like and share the video. Brother said something about Taj Tariq Bey wears a black Fez and what temples he grand sheik of. You'll have to ask him. I know that he has nationality cards from several temples, so no telling, you know. And I know that the prophet did have the black fez for, I believe, for the muftis, right? So I can't really speak on that because, as far as I know, you know, that's a like and it's an audio, like it's a not audio, it's a verbal story that's been passed down. And you have some Moors who are now departed, like who have died or made the transition, who knew the prophet, who talked about that, the black fez. So, you know, the people who actually knew him, they know what they were talking about. But as far as me, I can't really speak on it because I never talked to those Moors, you know. But there's some people who knew about that and they said that he had the black fez, but it was only for like his security team or something like that. I don't even know if he called them muftis. He probably didn't. That probably came about later, but I don't know. But I do know we wear the red fez, and now I'm not gonna come up trying to discredit somebody that's wearing the black fez because maybe they actually knew. Like there's a brother who's a grand sheik who actually knew someone who was alive in the prophet's time, who I guess he was one of the people that he put the black fez on. So, you know, I can't tell that brother nothing. I'm not gonna say he don't know what he's talking about. But it's all, that is a part of the oral tradition that's been passed down. You know, so you can only take the oral tradition with a grain of salt. All right. But yeah. All right. Okay, Islam more. So sorry, I was kind of confused trying to read the chat, but all is well. We're about to go ahead and get out of here. If anybody has any questions, though, you know, you can feel free to ask. But other than that, we're getting out of here. Just want to share that information though one more time for turbans and fezes, our national headdress. Make sure you scroll up in the chat. The information is there. You can just you should be able to just click on that link for your turbans. And then for fezes, you can go right there, moorishfez.com. Moorish American owned, only $49 plus shipping. That's it. All right. And so that's you know, that's all I wanted to share. You know, I just want to say one thing. For us as Moorish Americans, what we're really about is cleaning ourselves up and being the best version of ourselves possible. What the prophet brought to us is so pure. It can't be attacked. There's nothing wrong with it. We're being the best version of ourselves, and we're making, you know, if we, well, I shouldn't say if, when we really do this, when we really fulfill our potential, instead of misleading people, instead of making it cool to be a criminal, instead of making it cool to be degenerate, savage, addicted to drugs, alcohol, you know, not raising your children, just being despicable people. When we really fulfill our potential, we'll be doing the opposite. We'll be making it cool to live off of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. To really live off of our higher principles, to really be about being the best people, the best version of ourselves that we can be, you know, really being kind and generous people, really being about helping and making the world a better place and improving our conditions instead of taking advantage of our people, our own people, because you have people out here, even that claim to be Moors, that are about taking advantage, trying to get money from you, you know, trying to sell you on some packages or something. And it's crazy. That has nothing to do with being a Moorish American. We're about subduing our own carnal nature, the exact opposite of what you'll see promoted all the time. We're about the exact opposite of what you see in the music videos and what you see in movies and on TV. Right? We're about being the best version of ourselves, taking care of our families, protecting our children, teaching them, for men, providing, protecting the family, right? Women being at home, taking care of their family and children, not out trying to get high and hang out, go into the club. Children, under all types of different influences, right? We're not about that. We're about being the best version of ourselves possible. And so that's what this is really about. It's not about paperwork or any of that trash. Because obviously, by subduing our own lower nature, we will be saving ourselves. That's why on the questionnaires you see on the screen, the prophet is lifting the unconscious woman who represents fallen humanity. The imagery is not supposed to be a woman. That's just symbolic. This is all of humanity, and it's all ethnic groups. But you have to start with yourself. So he's coming to his own people because he's one of us from North Carolina. So you got to start with yourself first. So this is fallen humanity, limp, unconscious. This is how you are when we're stuck in our lower selves. We don't know who we are. We don't know our true potential. We don't know that we don't need a middleman to connect to the Creator, because the Creator is inside of each and every one of us, and it not just inside of all of us, but inside of everything. And so, without knowing this, we're unconscious. We're out here drowning in the cares of the world. And by learning of our true nature and then doing the work to subdue our lower self, we're now standing on the solid rock of salvation. This is what a lot of savage people don't want to hear, because you want to think, I could just file some paperwork and just all of a sudden, everything's all right. You could still get drunk and high all the time. You could still, do whatever terrible things you want to do. But no, it's not like that. So he's given us everything that we need to come out of the cares of the world, to save ourselves, and to now be standing on a solid rock of salvation. And when you're standing on that rock, you're no longer drowning, right? You no longer need help, right? A lot of people can't swim. You need help, right? And oh no, once you're on that solid rock, you're good. And so that's what we're doing. That's what we really have. And that takes all the mysticism and mystery out of it for you. It's really that simple. And so on that note, let's go ahead and get up out of here. Shout out to the brother. Brother, you changed your YouTube name so many times, bro, but I'm still subscribed to you, brother. Islam, man. Peace to that brother, man. Everybody make sure you go and check out that brother's channel too. All right. PNF. I'm just gonna say PNF because you done changed the channel name a bunch of times, bro. But everybody go subscribe to PNF, and appreciate you, brother, for the support. Yeah, it's all Moorish American owned. That's what we do too at our temple here in Columbus, man. We want everybody to be business owners and to be producing, because like we're not a beggar nation. And so we have businesses as a collective and then individually. And so make sure you go check that out for your fez and turbans. I'll put that info up here once again, but it's in the chat. Everybody go click those links in the chat. This is where to go. Now you know. If you didn't know, now you know. This is where to go. Get your turbans and get your fez. And then on that note, we're up out of here. Peace and love to all the Moors. Peace and love to everybody too.